So today we are just going to start the topic that is reproductive cycle in the females. Basically, in case of the mammalian females, we are discussing. So, what is the meaning of reproductive cycle? Reproductive cycle means the kind of cyclic events occurs in the ovary, uterus, fallopian tube, so that the female should have the reproductive functions well-being, or female should have well-being reproductive function. So cyclic events in the ovary, uterus for the development of the follicle, ovulation, fertilization and conception, these all are the basic functions of the reproductive system, the female, that development of the follicles, ovulation, fertilization and conception, all these functions are being regulated by a series of events. Regularly the series of events are going on through in the female's body, that is called as the reproductive cycle. So reproductive cycle is a series of cyclic event by which the female is working healthily on the reproductive platform. So the reproductive cycle is reported in the female is of two type. One is called as estrous cycle. Estrous cycle is a reproductive cycle which is found there in non-primates only. Non-primates means to say the mammals which are not belonging to the human apes and the chimpanzee. So estrous cycle is the reproductive cycle which is occurring in the non-primate. So this is the important point. Estrous cycle is the reproductive cycle which occurs in the non-primates. Remember, this time in these animals the reproductive cycle is occurs during the breeding season only, because non-primates are the animals which are performing the process of reproduction during a fixed time period of the year. They are not a continuous breeder, they are called as the seasonal breeder. So seasonal breeder will have their breeding period, they are not having the breeding period throughout the year. Instead of that, they are having the time period, or defined time period, or definite time period for the purpose of breeding. So that period when they are performing the reproductive relationship or the breeding, or they are having capacity to give the birth to the young ones, that is called as the breeding period. So the estrous cycle is present in non-primates, and the estrous cycle will present only during the breeding season, not on the other season, not on the other time period of the year. So is it clear? So that runs only in the breeding season only. One question is there in many of the examination: what is the meaning of heat period? Because the animals, those who are performing the estrous cycle, they are performing the concept of heat period of heat. So you must understand, the estrous cycle is also being regulated with the level of estrogen. So due to the increased level of estrogen, in the blood, it going to stimulate the great urge of the sexual relationship or the copulation in the animals those who are performing the estrous cycle, are those who are the seasonal breeders. So increased level of estrogen in the blood is going to result in the strong sexual urge at the time of ovulation. During the ovulation, at the time of ovulation, what happened? They are just going to increase the strong will of the sexual relationship, strong will of the copulation. So that period is called as period of heat. So क्या होता है इसमें? एस्ट्रोजन के इन्फ्लुएंस में ओव्यूलेशन के टाइम पे these animals are having the strong urge or strong demand of the sexual relationship, that is called as period of heat. So is it clear? So estrous cycle नॉन प्राइमेट में मिलने वाली रिप्रोडक्टिव साइकिल है जो थ्रू आउट द ईयर नहीं होती, केवल ब्रीडिंग सीजन में चलेगी. और एक हीट पीरियड का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है कि एट द टाइम ऑफ ओव्यूलेशन, ड्यू टू द इंक्रीज लेवल ऑफ एस्ट्रोजन, दे विल हैव द स्ट्रांग अर्ज और स्ट्रांग डिमांड ऑफ द सेक्सुअल रिलेशनशिप, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? द हीट पीरियड और पीरियड ऑफ हीट. रिमेंबर, और हमने अभी जस्ट डिस्कस किया है, द estrous cycle present only in the time when the breeding is going on, during the breeding period is there. So the time period when estrous cycle is not running, that is called as anestrum. So what we are just saying, the suspension of the estrous cycle during the non-breeding period, the suspension of the estrous cycle during the non-breeding period is called as anestrum. What is suspension of estrous cycle? हमने वही बोला था, the estrous cycle is runs only in the breeding period, not on the non-breeding period. So during the non-breeding period, the estrous cycle is absent. So the period where estrous cycle is suspended, that is called as anestrum. Here the animals may have many of the estrous cycles during a breeding season, or may have the single estrous cycle or estrous round or repeated round, estrous round. So on the basis of that, the animals may have two types of based on the round of estrus. Monoestrus, the animals who have the single round of estrus during the breeding season. If the animals are performing only one round of the estrus during the breeding season, they are called as monoestrus. The example for that is dog, fox, deer, bat, etc. The example for the monoestrus is dog, fox, deer, bat, etc. Monoestrus means those who are having only one round of the estrus cycle during the breeding season, they are called as monoestrus. And just opposite to that, if the animals are having more than one round or recurrence round or repetition of the estrus cycle during the breeding period, that are called as polyestrus. So is it clear? Monoestrus only one round of the estrus cycle during the breeding period, and the polyestrus means recurrence or repetition of the estrus round during the breeding season, that is called as polyestrus. So they are mouse, cow, squirrel, sheep, pig, horse. So the animals those who are performing the polyestrus nature are example of that: mouse, cow, squirrel, sheep, pig, and horse. Now moving on to the next. Remember the important point that I am just going to discuss here, that I am just going to point out here: the no menstruation is occurs at the end of estrus cycle. The menstruation phase or the bleeding is being reported absent at the end of the estrus cycle. Now moving on to our major topic, the second type of the reproductive cycle is called as menstrual cycle. So reproductive cycle, once again the phase of the cyclic events which are repeated on the cyclic events which are repeated on the cyclic basis to ensure the proper healthy functioning of the reproductive system. So here the reproductive functions are repeated on the monthly basis, on the repeated basis, when in the primate cases that time it is called as the menstrual cycle. So what is menstrual cycle? The reproductive cycle in the primates. So what is reproductive cycle? The cyclic event in the ovary and uterus for the development of follicle, ovulation, fertilization, and conception. So here when the reproductive cycle present in the primates means what? The animals or the mammals those who belongs to the category of apes, monkeys, chimpanzees, and humans. The humans are the primates. So we are having the menstrual cycle. So we have to take care, we have to go with the menstrual cycle. So menstrual cycle going to appear for the first time at the age of puberty or during the achieving of the puberty. Menstrual cycle is suspended till achieving the puberty, and beginning of the menstrual cycle or onset of the menstrual cycle is being considered as the releasing capacity of egg from the ovary. In the previous lecture only we have seen the ovary is going to release out one egg per month. So whenever the ovary is going to have a capability to release out the egg, so that is the beginning or onset of the menstrual cycle, and that event is called as menarche. What is menarche? Menarche is the first appearance of the menstruation in the life. Is it clear what is menarche? It is the first appearance of the menstruation in the life, and when it occurs during the puberty at the age of 13 year, 12 to 13 year. That may be flexible, that may be variable. Somewhere if the more level of hormone is having the higher concentration, so the puberty may come earlier, and sometime it may be a little bit late, but on an average the 13 year is the age period or age group where the female should have start their reproductive functioning, means they will start releasing out their egg. So menarche means what? The female will get the capacity to start releasing their egg. So first appearance of the menstruation, and how it is being identified when the first menstruation is being reported in the female, that is called as menarche. So remember what is menstrual cycle? So menstrual cycle and the estrus cycle are quite different from each other. In estrus cycle we have seen that it is present in the seasonal breeder, and the cycle is present only during the breeding season, and rest of the time it is being suspended, and that phase is called as anastrum. But in case of menstrual cycle, the cycle is running throughout the year at the repeated interval of the 28 to 29 days. So the menstrual cycle is running throughout the year at the repeated interval of the 28 to 29 days. Once again I am saying that 28 to 29 days is flexible, little bit flexible. Okay, so we are moving again. So is it clear to you all till now? Now moving on to the next concept of the menstrual cycle. If you have to define the menstrual cycle, so the better definition is that The cyclic event from one menstruation till the next menstruation is called as the menstrual cycle. What is menstrual cycle? The cyclic events from one menstruation till the next menstruation is called as menstrual cycle. So the menstrual cycle is begins from the release of the blood or bleeding, or will identified by the or marked with the release of the blood from the vaginal passage, and will terminate and will start next time when the new series or new episode of bleeding is being started. So that is a kind of repeated division that of 28 to 29 days. So the duration between that one from first menstruation or first menses to the next menses is called as menstruation. So remember, each cycle involves the release of one secondary oocyte. So during that process, when one menstruation is going on and will restore once again by the next menstruation, so during that process of the menstrual cycle, one secondary oocyte is being released from the ovary. Are you getting my point? What is the importance of menstrual cycle? During that menstrual cycle only the ovary is going to release out the secondary oocyte. Remember, in the previous lecture we have made it clear, the ovary is not going to release out the ovum, it is going to release out the secondary oocyte. Are you getting my point? Instead of ovum, it is going to release out secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte will later on changes in form of the ovum, that will understand when we will reach to the fertilization. So during the each cycle, the release of one secondary oocyte will be observed from the ovary, and that process of releasing of the secondary oocyte from ovary knows well, that is called as ovulation. Are you getting my point? In each cycle, one secondary oocyte will be released out from the ovary. That process of releasing out of the secondary oocyte from the ovary is called as ovulation. Remember, my dear student, both the ovaries are not going to release together the secondary oocyte in the same month. They are going to release out their secondary oocyte on the alternated basis. If one ovary is releasing the releasing the secondary oocyte this month, so next one released in the next month. So alternated basis, the first ovary will get chance on the third month. So this is what. So ovulation is there. And remember, very important point I'm just going to discuss. The event of ovulation is generally occurs at the mid of the menstrual cycle. The event of ovulation occurs generally at the mid of the menstrual cycle. So if we are just discussing the mid of the menstrual cycle, means what? If the cycle is consist of 28 to 29 days, so mid of the cycle is 14th or 15 days. So basically the 14th day is the considered as the day of the ovulation. So on 14th day the ovulation will occur, means the secondary oocyte is going to release out from the ovary. So how this occurs, we'll understand. And remember, my dear student, the menstrual cycle is very important question for your final examination. And every year I'm not saying on the alternative basis, every year the menstrual cycle is being involved in your final question paper. So this year also one question was there in your final exam question paper. And once again I'm just giving guarantee to that the menstrual cycle will be there in your final exam question paper in any form. So just be ready for that. So we are just going to discuss the detail of the menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle, when we are just going to discuss the mechanism of menstrual cycle, the entire menstrual cycle can be discussed under the 4 phases. The menstrual cycle is divided into the 4 phases. The first phase involves the bleeding, second phase involves the follicular development, third phase involves the release of the oocyte, and fourth phase is involving the changes after the release of oocyte. So on the basis of these events, the menstrual cycle is divided into the 4 phases. First one is called as the menstrual phase or the bleeding phase. Menstrual means what? Menses. Menses means bleeding. So menstrual phase means the bleeding phase that usually lasts for 1 to 4 days. 1 to 4 days bleeding is there. So menstrual phase means what? This is the bleeding phase that is being identified. The onset of menstrual cycle is being identified by release of the blood from the vaginal passage. So bleeding phase is what? Releasing out of the blood. How this blood is being released out, you must understand. The endometrial lining, under the failure of fertilization, the level of progesterone reduced to a great extent, and due to that the endometrial linings are not able to maintain their existence, they are not able to maintain their thickness, and due to that the endometrial lining, which are highly vascular in nature, they are just started shredding off. Due to the shredding off of the endometrial lining, what happens, the blood vessels also gets damaged, and due to the damaging of blood vessels, the blood will start releasing out in the uterine cavity. Are you getting my point? Due to the reduced level of the progesterone hormone, the endometrial lining will not able to maintain themselves, and due to that the blood vessels whichever is present there in the endometrial lining, they will start damaging, और उनके डैमेज होने से blood will start releasing and accumulating in the cavity of the uterus, and initially they are just going to form the blood clot in the uterine cavity, but later on at the time of menses, at the time of bleeding, some of the fibrolytic enzymes are present there. Those fibrolytic enzymes are converting those clots in form of the blood cells, and the blood is being discharged outside through the vaginal passage. So this is what the bleeding. So bleeding is caused by the breakdown of endometrial lining. How these are breaking down? Due to the reduced level of the progesterone if the fertilization gets failed. And remember, very important question, I am just saying, the all the changes of the bleeding cycle, all the changes of the menstrual cycles occurs on the stratum functionalis layer of the endometrial lining. Endometrium of the uterus is having many of the layers, and like stratum basalis, stratum functionalis. So here stratum functionalis is the layer which is undergoing in the changes during the menstrual cycle. So is it clear to you all? So bleeding में क्या हुआ? ड्यू टू द ब्रेकिंग डाउन ऑफ द एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग, और एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग कैसी थी? हाईली वेस्कुलर थी, ब्लड वेसल्स डैमेज हुई, वो श्रेड ऑफ हुई, ब्लड कलेक्ट हुआ इन फॉर्म ऑफ द क्लॉट इन द यूटेराइन कैविटी, बाद में उसको फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एंजाइम्स के थ्रू डिक्लॉट किया गया और ब्लड वहाँ से वेजाइनल पैसेज से डिस्चार्ज हुआ, और ये सारे चेंजेस किस में हुए? स्ट्रेटम फंक्शनैलिस में। यहाँ पे हुआ क्या? इफ़ यू हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड हियर, इफ़ यू हैव गॉन थ्रू दैट कॉन्सेप्ट, the endometrial lining is going to be discharged out and the fertilization gets failed. Somewhere a very unique term has been used for the bleeding phase और द मेंस्ट्रुएशन फेज। मेंस्ट्रुएशन को समझाने के लिए कुछ जगह पे लिखा हुआ है, मेंस्ट्रुएशन इज अ क्राइंग ऑफ यूटेरस फॉर लूज्ड लॉस्ट एग। मेंस्ट्रुएशन इज क्राइंग ऑफ यूटेरस फॉर द लॉस्ट बेब। ये कहा जाता है फ्यूनरल ऑफ द अनफर्टिलाइज्ड एग। सो this is what the philosophical term, you can go through that if some questions are there in the NEET examination ki justify that. So this is only the justification is there. Now we are moving on to the next point of the menstrual phase. The one episode of the bleeding cycle, one episode of the bleeding will discharge around 30 to 50 ml of the blood. Somewhere it is written as 60 to 80 ml also. So it should not lead to the it should not exceed to the 100 ml of the blood, but normally this is 30 to 50 ml of the blood. So one episode of the bleeding will leads to loss the blood. You can understand how much blood is being lost during the one episode of the bleeding. So here that I just discussed here earlier only that point I'm just going to discuss here. The bleeding will occurs only if the fertilization gets failed, and due to the failure of fertilization progesterone level will falls down. But if fertilization is being occurred, यदि fertilization हो जाता है and implantation occurs, so at that time progesterone level gets higher and higher under the influence of corpus luteum, and at that time due to the higher level of progesterone there will be no shredding of endometrium occur, there will be no release of blood occur. Means what? We can say the menstruation will cease if fertilization occurs, pregnancy retained. So that is what the absence of menstruation or cessations of menstrual cycle or absence of bleeding may be an indicative for the pregnancy. Are you getting my point? अगर कोई question आता है कि how the bleeding is an indicative for the pregnancy, so now I have just explained due to the higher level of progesterone, and it is possible only when the corpus luteum is formed. So if fertilization occurs, the corpus luteum will release out the progesterone, and progesterone will maintains the thickening of endometrial lining and will not lead to the degeneration of those lining and will not lead to the bleeding. So this is what that can be used as an indicative of the pregnancy here. But remember, this is not possible every time we can say the absence of bleeding is an indicative of the pregnancy. There are so many cases, there are so many other conditions by which the menstruation will be very less, or we can say it will be delayed. Sometime it may be delayed, sometime it may be very less, or menstruation may absent. What are those situations? Like stress, poor health condition, poor diet, poor exercise. Are you getting my point? How this is happening? If sometime what happens, the menstruation may get absent, or menstruation will be affected, either it is very much less, or it may always almost absent. So what may be the reason behind that? If pregnancy is not there, so उसके पीछे reason हो सकता है the stress level, the poor health, poor diet and prolonged strenuous exercises, की बहुत strong exercises कर रहे हैं, so those exercises also going to affect the phase of bleeding in the female. और क्यों होता है, अगर ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए तो वेरी डेप्थ कॉन्सेप्ट आई एम जस्ट गिविंग हियर, यू जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड कि द कंप्लीट चेंजेस इन द स्ट्रेटम फंक्शनलिस ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियम इज बीइंग regulated by the hormones, and under all these situation the hormonal imbalance is observed during in the pituitary and the hypothalamus region, and due to the changes in these hormones the disturbance in the menstrual cycle is being observed. So is it clear, my dear child? So now moving on to the next phase. So this is what the menstrual phase, the bleeding phase, where endometrial linings red off, और इसका मेजर कारण क्या होता है? प्रोजेस्टेरॉन का लेवल पूरी तरीके से नीचे गिर जाना, and this will occurs only if the fertilization gets failed. So now moving on to the next phase of the menstrual cycle, that is called as proliferative phase, follicular phase, pre-ovulatory phase. Why all these terms are given, I'm just going to explain one by one here. This phase lasts or begin just after the menstrual phase over. The proliferative phase may last up to 5 to 13 days. 5 to 13 days phase is there, and here what happened, the primary follicle which was developed in the embryonic period is going to convert in form of the Graafian follicle. During that phase or during that time period, हमने देखा था at the time of childbirth the primary oocyte was already formed, and we have seen in the previous lecture how this primary oocyte is going to convert in form of the Graafian follicle by arrangement of several layers like follicular epithelium, then theca granulosa, zona pellucida, corona radiata. All these structures are being formed. So these changes occurs during this period only, means what, after 5th day and before 14th day. So the change of primary follicle in form of the Graafian follicle is occurs during that phase. That is why this is called as what, follicular phase. Why follicular phase? In the previous lecture we have seen the follicular development, so the complete follicular development is observed during this phase only. Remember, very important points I am just going to discuss. And my dear child, I just told you this is very important question for your examination. So why follicular phase? Because all the follicular development, primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, Graafian follicle from the oocyte is taking place during this period only. Means what, during that phase 5 to 13 days the ovary is ready with the mature Graafian follicle so that it could release out the secondary oocyte, and there is only the primary oocyte is going to convert in form of the secondary oocyte. Primary oocyte has undergone in the process of first meiotic division and started the second meiotic division, and that it has been arrested at the metaphase second state. So that is what you have to take care of, that the complete follicular development and the formation of secondary oocyte occurs during this phase only. So why this is called as pre-ovulatory phase? Why this is pre-ovulatory phase? Because just now I just discussed in the pre-ovulatory phase what happened, the complete development of the oocyte is ready there, the secondary oocyte is almost ready and it is to be released outside. So the formation of secondary oocyte is already completed. This is the step which is waiting for the situation to arise and release out the secondary oocyte. Why this is called as proliferative phase? One more changes occurs here. In reference of or in influence of the estrogen hormone released by the ovary itself, in influence of the estrogen hormone released by the ovary itself, the regeneration of uterine endometrium will start. What happened just before that, during the bleeding phase, during the menstruation phase, a great damage has been caused to the uterine endometrium, but just after the phase completes, the uterine endometrium is started its own repairing and regeneration under the influence of estrogen hormone. So that is why this is called as proliferative phase, due to the proliferation. So regeneration of endometrial lining due to the proliferation. So now we are moving on to the more concept of that phase. The ovary, what are the changes occurs here? So two major structures are there, those who are going to affect with the menstrual cycle. One is uterus, another one is ovary. Many of the time the questions in the CBSE examinations are there. You just find out the changes occurs in the uterus during this phase, you just find out the changes occurs in the ovary during this phase, what are the hormones released by the ovary in during this phase, what are the hormones released by the pituitary in this phase, how they are regulating the menstruation. So that is why, so the complete phase of the reproductive cycle or menstrual cycle is divided into two events: ovarian event, the release of oocyte is the ovarian event, and repairing of the endometrial lining, so that the implantation should be there, they are able to implant the embryo. So that is what the uterine event. So in uterine event, what we have observed during the proliferative phase, due to the proliferation of the cells under the influence of estrogen hormone, what will happen? The thickening of endometrial lining will start. Once again they will start regenerating themselves, the repairing of endometrial lining will begin. And here in ovary, what happened? Just now we have discussed, in the ovary the primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, they all are just going to ready, and the Graafian follicle is going to form at the last. And here only you have observed, in the previous lecture only we have observed one cell there in the Graafian follicle, or one layer is there, that is theca interna, is secretory in nature. So the theca interna is going to release out which hormone? The estrogen. So now if we could just go with the hormonal influence, so the proliferative phase or follicular phase or pro-ovulatory phase is being dominated by what? The pituitary hormone. Those are FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and LH, luteinizing hormone. Two pituitary hormones are working on that phase, FSH and LH, and one ovarian hormone is working on the phase, that is estrogen. Remember my dear child, each and every part what I am discussing is a question. तो कौन कौन से हार्मोन यहाँ पे डोमिनेट करते हैं? पिट्यूटरी से निकलने वाला एफएसएच और एलएच, और ओवरी से निकलने वाला हार्मोन एस्ट्रोजन. मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट. अब ये हार्मोन काम कैसे करते हैं? हाउ दे आर वर्किंग? So FSH and LH increase gradually. Remember all these points you have to cram my dear child. You have to go with these points. रटना है तब जाके आपको इस पे आंसर मिलेंगे और प्रॉपर मार्क्स अवॉर्ड होंगे. FSH and LH increased gradually during this period. Means what? These hormones are increasing gradually. Initially they were on the bottom point, but they are increasing their concentration gradually. And why this is so? Because to stimulate the follicular development. So what the FSH and LH will do? The FSH will involve in the production or development of the Graafian follicle from the oocyte. Secondly, the estrogen which is released from the ovary, what it is going to do? It is also having the higher level. So FSH is also having the higher level during the proliferative phase because it is involved in the follicular development. Estrogen is also increasing gradually so that it could maintain the hypertrophy of the, hypertrophy means what? Thickness of the endometrium. So hypertrophy of the endometrium, so that it could, and it also add into the follicular development. So estrogen also participate in repairing of the endometrial lining. High level of estrogen induces the pituitary to release the LH. One more important point is there. The high level of the estrogen is induce the release of LH, and LH is very important in the next phase. So this is what क्या होता है इसमें? FSH का लेवल धीरे धीरे बढ़ता है, एस्ट्रोजन का लेवल बढ़ता है. एस्ट्रोजन के लेवल बढ़ने से एक तो LH को बढ़ाता है, वो फॉलिकुलर डेवलपमेंट में भी सपोर्ट करता है. एंड थर्ड वन इज इट इज मेनली वर्किंग फॉर द थिकनिंग ऑफ द एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग और रिपेयरिंग ऑफ द एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग. और एफएसएच डायरेक्ट इसके ऊपर काम करता है, मैच्योरेशन ऑफ द ग्राफियन फॉलिकल फ्रॉम द प्राइमरी oocyte. नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट फेज, द थर्ड फेज इज ओव्यूलेशन. ओव्यूलेशन आई डोंट थिंक कि अब दिक्कत है. ओव्यूलेशन बेसिकली द फेज वेयर वन सेकेंडरी oocyte इज रिलीज्ड. अभी तक हमने देखा था प्रोलिफरेटिव फेज में द ovary is ready with the secondary oocyte, ready with the Graafian follicle which is enclosing the secondary oocyte. So here what happens, the on the mid of the menstrual cycle, that means on the 14th day, the on the mid of the menstrual cycle, on the 14th day, the ovary will release out one secondary oocyte. Ovary will release out one secondary oocyte, and that releasing out of secondary oocyte from the ovary is called as ovulation. So when occur, so mid of the cycle is 14th day, so the process will occur on the 14th day, and under the LH of the under the influence of LH, the luteinizing hormone. Remember my dear child, very important question. Ovulation is regulated by ovulation is caused by the higher level of LH. On 14th day, LH attains a peak. Highest level of LH is being reported on the 14th day, and due to the highest level of LH, the Graafian follicle burst and release out of the secondary oocyte occurs there. That is what the ovulation is that, and the peak level of LH on the 14th day is called as LH surge. Are you getting my point? On the mid of the cycle, on 14th day, the LH attains a peak level called as LH surge, and this LH surge ruptures the Graafian follicle and release out of secondary oocyte from the ovary. The process of releasing out of the secondary oocyte from ovary is called as ovulation. So is it clear? Now what happened, as the ovulation complete, we have understood that also the ruptured Graafian follicle will undergo in the process of changing itself in form of the carpus luteum under the influence of LH only. LH ही वहाँ पे इस ruptured Graafian follicle को convert कराता है in form of the carpus luteum, and as the carpus luteum starts, carpus luteum form, the next phase of the reproductive cycle or menstrual cycle is begin. That is called as luteal phase. Luteal phase means the phase dominated by the carpus luteum. Secretory phase. Why secretory phase? Because the carpus luteum is secretory in nature and will release out the progesterone along with little extent of the estrogen, SCG also being added by this one. Post ovulatory phase. Why? Because here whatever the changes occurs in the ovary and uterus after the ovulation is being observed. So what happen if we are just going to discuss the changes in ovary? So remember, in ovary what will happen, the formation of carpus luteum if fertilization occurs, and if fertilization gets failed, then the carpus luteum will degenerate in form of the carpus albicans. If fertilization occurs, is it clear, in ovary? Because we are discussing on two bases, one on the basis of ovarian event, one on the basis of the uterine event. तो ये clear हो गया? यहाँ पे क्या होता है, ओवरी में क्या होगा, कार्पस ल्यूटियम का फॉर्मेशन होगा अगर फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ, और अगर नहीं हुआ फर्टिलाइजेशन, सो व्हाट विल अकर, व्हाट विल हैपन, द कार्पस एल्बिकेंस विल बी फॉर्म्ड. इज इट ओके? और दूसरा, एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग यूटेरस में होने वाला क्या है, इफ फर्टिलाइजेशन अकर, सो द प्रोजेस्टेरॉन विल टेक चार्ज एंड विल मेंटेन द हाइपरट्रॉफी ऑफ द एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग, क्योंकि अब यहीं पे प्रेगनेंसी मेंटेन होनी है, एंड विल continuously involved in thickening of the endometrial lining. क्लियर है? ये होगा यूटेरस में, और ओवरी में क्या होगा, कॉर्पस ल्यूटियम का फॉर्मेशन होगा. यूटेरस में एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग में थिकनिंग आएगी अगर फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ. नहीं हुआ, प्रोजेस्टेरॉन का लेवल नीचे जाएगा. सो दैट व्हाट आई एम जस्ट हियर डिस्कसिंग. सो फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कॉर्पस ल्यूटियम आफ्टर द फर्टिलाइजेशन इन ओवरी, एंड द फेज लास्ट अप टू 15 to 28 days. द फेज कितने दिन का होगा, 15 से 28 दिन का भी हमने देखा है. द फेज the ovulatory phase occurs on the ovulation occur on the 14th day. So after that the post ovulatory phase will begin. So 15 to 28 day का phase होगा. Formation of carpus luteum occurs after the fertilization in ovary. I am not going to discuss how this carpus luteum is formed. Yes, in the previous lecture only we have discussed about that. The granulosa cell converts in form of the luteal cell, and luteal cell will form the corpus luteum due to the accumulation of the yellow pigment that is called as lutein. Corpus luteum is very important. In the luteal phase, the corpus luteum activates to release the large amount of the progesterone. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कार्पस ल्यूटियम. अब जैसे ही कार्पस ल्यूटियम का फॉर्मेशन आ जाता है तो ये डोमिनेट करना शुरू कर देता है. मतलब ल्यूटियल फेज इज डोमिनेटेड बाय विच हार्मोन, progesterone, my dear child. A little amount of the estrogen is also there, but basically it is being dominated by प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन. ये याद रखना है कि इस लेवल पे या इस फेज में कौन सा हार्मोन डोमिनेट करेगा, प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन. is required to maintain the thickening of endometrium which was started by estrogen. एस्ट्रोजन ने शुरू कर दिया था ड्यूरिंग द फॉलिकुलर फेज, और उसके थिकनिंग को मेंटेन करना, थिकनिंग को बढ़ाना इज द वर्क ऑफ प्रोजेस्टेरॉन. क्यों? क्योंकि यहीं पे अब अटैचमेंट होना एम्ब्रियो का. द कंप्लीट प्रेगनेंसी विल बी बेस्ड ऑन द थिकनिंग ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग. सो अब पूरा का पूरा काम प्रोजेस्टेरॉन करता है टू इंश्योर द कंप्लीट थिकनिंग ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग. और शायद इसीलिए द प्रोजेस्टेरॉन इज कंसिडर्ड एज द प्रेगनेंसी हार्मोन. द कंप्लीट प्रेगनेंसी इज बीइंग मेंटेन्ड बाय द प्रोजेस्टेरॉन ओनली. Okay, moving on to that. So this phase is dominated by progesterone, that I have just made it clear. Carpus luteum also help in release of estrogen, that I just made you clear. And the two hormones, which one? The progesterone, the higher level of progesterone, and the estrogen, the hormone progesterone and estrogen, the higher level of progesterone and estrogens are working antagonistic, are against the FSH and LH. जब इनका लेवल पीक पे जाता है तो FSH और LH का लेवल नीचे आ जाता है. Means what? Under this situation, when progesterone and FSH is at the higher level, FSH and LH will reduce their level. मतलब क्या है? जब जब प्रोजेस्टेरॉन का लेवल ऊपर जाएगा मींस देयर विल बी नो फॉलिकुलर डेवलपमेंट अकर्स, मींस टिल द प्रेगनेंसी. The cessation of menstrual cycle occur due to the higher level of progesterone. कारण पूछा जाए ऐसा क्यों? So higher level of progesterone is going to suspend or going to suppress the activity of FSH and LH. So FSH नहीं काम करेगा, so there will be no follicular development, और LH नहीं काम करेगा, so there will be no ovulation. Suppose if follicular development occurs, then there will be no ovulation. This is what the basic concept of the menstrual cycle. और हमने देख ही लिया है कि if fertilization gets fail, so जैसे ही fertilization fail होगा तो level of progesterone will reduce to a great extent. जैसे ही वो कम हो जाएगा तो you can understand the effect of progesterone over the endometrium will get reduced out. Due to the reduced effect of reduced level of progesterone, what will happen? The endometrial lining will get strayed off, and will start the next episode of menstruation or next episode of bleeding, and will start the next round of the menstrual cycle. So in absence of fertilization, progesterone reduces to a great extent and start the menstruation. And the corpus luteum, if menstruation starts, means what? The fertilization gets fail, embryonic development get fail. So at that time corpus luteum is going to disintegrate and form a scar like structure. In the previous lecture only we have seen it is called as corpus albicans. So if fertilization gets fail, so on 23rd day, in the previous lecture only we have seen, on the 23rd day of the menstrual cycle, the corpus luteum is disintegrate in form of the corpus albicans. माय डियर स्टूडेंट, एक प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन है, वी आर मूविंग अवे फ्रॉम द हाइपोथेटिकल क्वेश्चन. समटाइम्स सम ऑफ द फीमेल्स आर वांटिंग टू स्पेस, आर वांटिंग टू elongate their menstrual period, or they are just going to extend the time duration of the menstrual period due to any of the reason, due to the sports activity, religious activities, whatever the reason is there, they are just trying to postpone their menstrual cycle or menstruation, because in our country till now the menstruation is not considered as a good practice there with the female. So the female, those who are undergoing in the process of menstruation, they are just felt as, or they are just treated as the untouchable, अछूत के जैसा बिहेवियर किया जाता है. सो सच ड्यूरिंग दोज डेज दे आर नॉट बीइंग अलाउड टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द रिलीजियस फंक्शन, इन द फैमिली फंक्शन. सो इफ सच काइंड ऑफ द फंक्शन, सच काइंड ऑफ द सिचुएशन arises, so that time the females could postpone the menstrual period by taking some of the drugs which are having higher concentration of the progesterone. So this is what you must remember. Sometime to postpone the menstruation, the women's using the drugs which offers the high concentration of the progesterone. और ये high concentration of progesterone आप समझते हैं कि this high concentration of progesterone will stop the releasing of FSH and LH and will stop releasing of bleeding due to the maintenance of the thickening of endometrial lining. Okay, now moving on to the next point or last point of the menstrual phase or menstrual cycle, that is menopause. Menopause, this is the final point of the life cycle of the female when they are having the final episode of the menstruation. So this is the period of life when MC stop or menstrual cycle stop. What is menopause? Menopause is the period of life when menstrual cycle stops. permanently, not temporarily. Temporarily it stops after 4th or 5th day in each and every month, but it is the time period, it is the phase, it is the event when the menstrual cycle stops in the female life permanently, and this occurs usually at the 45 to 50 year of the age. ऐसा माना जाता है कि this time till this time all the follicles, all the Graafian follicles are getting matured and they are being released outside, and no more Graafian follicle are available. So all the Graafian follicles are getting degenerate, ovaries are getting smaller, getting reduced, so they lost their reproductive functioning. Deficiency of estrogen and progesterone will occur. Due to the deficiency of estrogen progesterone, you can understand there will be no bleeding, there will be no maintenance, there will be no growth of the ovaries, no release of egg, nothing is there. Uterus, vagina atrophied, and loss of the reproductive ability, loss of reproductive ability. Is it clear? So menopausic condition means what? The females will lose their reproductive life, they will not able to grow, they will not able to give birth to their young ones, they will not able to release out the egg, the ovulation will start, development of ovary start, ovary get degenerated, get small, atrophied, Graafian follicles consumed completely, estrogen progesterone level will get reduced. So means what? The sexual attraction, sexual behavior, everything is going to reduce here. Is it clear? Remember, but in contrast to the females, the males are not having such menopausic activity. They decline their reproductive activity by increase in the age, but they can produce the sperm throughout the life whatever they are having. So male shows declining in the reproductive activity with the increasing age, but they are not having such kind of menopausic activity which has been reported in the female. Is it clear now? So all these phases are clear to you all. Now I'm just going to discuss some more points about that with the help of a diagram there. Dear students, फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, गुरु मंत्र है, गुरु ज्ञान है, याद रखना. This question is very very important, and this is my guarantee that will be finally in your question paper. Here complete menstruation, complete menstrual cycle is being explained through the diagram only. और ये diagram आता ही आता है किसी ना किसी event में. The 4 diagrams are clubbed together, 1, 2, 3 and 4. All 4 diagrams are clubbed together. और ये पूछा ही पूछा जाता है इसमें. कभी कभार वो लेबलिंग के लिए देते हैं, कभी कभार पूछा जाता है लेबल द पार्ट्स, क्या इवेंट चल रहा है, किस टाइप के इवेंट्स हैं, कौन सा हार्मोन इसमें काम कर रहा होगा. ये सारे क्वेश्चंस वहाँ पे पूछे जाते हैं. सो जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. Here the middle line that I just drawn, that middle line is the midline of the complete menstrual cycle. That midline is fall on the 14th day. That I'm just believing the reproductive cycle is of ideally of 28 to 29 days. So middle line will be on the 14th day. The 14th day will be mid of the menstrual cycle. So mid of the menstrual cycle के पहले के जितने इवेंट हो जाएंगे प्री ओव्यूलेटरी इवेंट हो जाएंगे, और उसके बाद के जो इवेंट होंगे वो पोस्ट ओव्यूलेटरी इवेंट होंगे. At the bottom I just mentioned the dates 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, then 27 28 29, and once again it will start from 1 2. So here the 4 different events are there. मैंने आपको अभी पूरे explanation में दिया 2 events and 2 different type of hormones are working there. 2 events are uterine events and the ovarian event. कुछ ओवरी में चल रहा है काम और कुछ चल रहा है यूटेरस में. तो यूटेराइन इवेंट एंड द ओवेरियन इवेंट. और इनको रेगुलेट करने के लिए 2 तरीके के हार्मोन है. वन हार्मोन और some hormones are released from the ovary, that is estrogen and progesterone, and some hormones are released from the pituitary, so that is LH and FSH. So how they are just going to work on? So remember, just here the menses will start. Degeneration of the this complete diagram is going to show the endometrial lining, the hypertrophy of the endometrial lining, and here we are just going to see the thickening. That means degeneration of endometrial lining will lead to the release of the blood, that is called as menses in the uterus. So that is 1 to 5 days or 1 to 4 days. Soon after that time we can observe the level of estrogen is going to increase. The level of estrogen is going to increase. Due to the increased level of estrogen, the endometrial lining will hypertrophy, endometrium ka regeneration repairing hoga. Here you can just see द हायर लेवल ऑफ एस्ट्रोजन, द हायर थिकनेस ऑफ दैट, और फिर उसी समय ओव्यूलेशन हो जाता है, और जैसे ही ओव्यूलेशन होता है कार्पस ल्यूटियम इज गोइंग टू फॉर्म एंड अंडर द कार्पस ल्यूटियम इन्फ्लुएंस द प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन इज देयर. सो प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन इज गोइंग टू अटेन द पीक लेवल ऑफ दैट, और हमने अभी पढ़ा है द प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन इज गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड द मैक्सिमम थिकनेस ऑफ द एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग. तो ये समझ में आ गया. तो ये पूरा का पूरा इवेंट क्या हो जाएगा, पोस्ट फर्टिलाइजेशन पोस्ट ओव्यूलेटरी इवेंट या ल्यूटियल फेज. यहाँ से 14 डे के बाद का पूरा फेज आपका इस लाइन के इधर का फेज क्या हो गया, ल्यूटियल फेज और सिक्रेटरी फेज, और इसके पहले का है प्री ओव्यूलेटरी फेज. सो इज इट क्लियर. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, फर्स्ट यूटेराइन इवेंट में फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द यूटेरस इज यूटेराइन एंडोमेट्रियम इज रिड्यूस्ड अप, क्योंकि अब यहाँ पे प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन का लेवल भी बहुत नीचे, एस्ट्रोजन का लेवल भी नीचे. धीरे धीरे 5th डे के बाद में एस्ट्रोजन लेवल इज गेटिंग इंक्रीज एंड द थिकनिंग ऑफ एंडोमेट्रियल लाइनिंग इंक्रीज, एंड आफ्टरवर्ड द कार्पस ल्यूटियम इज फॉर्म, द प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन इज गेटिंग हायर, एंड ड्यू टू द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ द कार्पस ल्यूटियम द प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन हार्मोन इज हायर एंड विल स्टार्ट maintaining the maximum thickness of the endometrial lining thereon. And finally, once again, when the level of progesterone is reduced, the menses will start. So this is what the effect of estrogen and progesterone on the and uterus. Is it clear? ये एस्ट्रोजन और प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन का असर हो गया किसके ऊपर, यूटेरस के ऊपर. Is it clear? Now moving on to the effect of estrogen and progesterone on the ovarian event. ओवेरियन इवेंट में मैंने आपको बताया क्या होता है, फॉलिकल का डेवलपमेंट होगा, ओव्यूलेशन होगा, कार्पस ल्यूटियम का फॉर्मेशन होगा. दीज 4 इवेंट्स आर देयर, द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी, टर्सरी ग्राफियन फॉलिकल, ओव्यूलेशन, कार्पस ल्यूटियम एंड कार्पस एल्बिकेंस. सो हियर इनिशियली द level of estrogen is less, so primary follicle will start developing by the increasing level of the estrogen, and here what happened, due to the increasing level of estrogen the primary, secondary, tertiary graphian follicle is being formed here under the influence of higher level of estrogen. Until that time the progesterone is very less, are maintaining the constant low level of the progesterone there. Is it clear? फिर क्या होता है, on the 14th day the LH is influenced, LH increased in the great extent. ये पिट्यूटरी हार्मोन है, तो LH बहुत तेजी से ऊपर जाता है. अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ LH, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज LH सर्ज, द ओवम इज गोइंग टू रिलीज्ड आउट, और ये बचा हुआ जो ग्राफियन फॉलिकल है, दैट ग्राफियन फॉलिकल इज अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस, अभी LH नीचे नहीं है, अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ LH ओनली, दैट इज गोइंग टू कन्वर्ट इन फॉर्म ऑफ द कार्पस ल्यूटियम. अब ये कार्पस ल्यूटियम will maintain throughout the pregnancy period due to the release of higher amount of progesterone. Is it clear? Higher amount of progesterone. और अगर फर्टिलाइजेशन नहीं होता तो ये डिजेनरेट हो जाएगा और किस फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, कार्पस एल्बिकेंस के फॉर्म में. इज इट क्लियर? वन हार्मोन वाज लेफ्ट, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज FSH. सो इनिशियली when the follicular development was not there, so FSH is not under the influence of higher level of प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन, FSH का लेवल नीचे रहता है. फिर धीरे धीरे FSH का लेवल ऊपर बढ़ता है और प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी, टर्सरी ग्राफियन फॉलिकल का डेवलपमेंट बढ़ाता है. तो ये आपको क्लियर होगा इस पूरे ग्राफ में कि 14th डे पे LH का लेवल हाईएस्ट है, FSH का लेवल हाईएस्ट है, एस्ट्रोजन ऑलमोस्ट हाईएस्ट लेवल पे. तो ये तीनों हार्मोन LH, FSH और एस्ट्रोजन ऑन 14th डे दे ऑल आर हैविंग द हाईएस्ट पीक. उसके बाद LH, FSH का लेवल कम होने लगता है और प्रोजेस्ट्रॉन का लेवल बढ़ने लगता है. तो दिस इज व्हाट द डायग्राम, दिस इज व्हाट द कॉन्सेप्ट यू हैव टू गो थ्रू, यू हैव टू क्रैम इट. बेटा इसको बिल्कुल नींद में याद हो जाए, इस टाइप से याद करना होगा, देन ओनली विल सिक्योर द गुड मार्क्स देयर इन दैट क्वेश्चन. ओके, so final points are few points, few additional points about the menstruation or menstrual cycle. Some notes are there, and note means what, some specific or additional point which cannot be covered during the main topic. The reflex ovulator and induced ovulator. Reflex ovulator or induced ovulator means what, some of the animals demands the mating as the stimulus for releasing out the secondary oocyte. So animals which demands the copulation or which use the copulation as an stimulus for the ovulation are called as reflex ovulator or induced ovulator. Animals which demands the release, which demands the copulation or mating for the purpose of ovulation called as the reflex ovulator or induced ovulator. Just opposite to that, those who are not the ovulation in which are not depending upon the mating or copulation, they are called as spontaneous ovulator. In spontaneous ovulator, the complete process of ovulation is depending upon the level of hormone, that is FSH and LH, estrogen. Are you getting my point? So we are the spontaneous ovulator and the rabbits are the reflex ovulator or the induced ovulator. We are moving on to some more terms like amenorrhea. We have discussed the term earlier also. Amenorrhea, if the menstruation is absent during the menstrual cycle, so amenorrhea is there. Precocious puberty, a new term is there. Sometimes the menstrual cycle begins before the 8 year of the age. Normally it begins at the 12 to 13 year of the age, but sometimes it may begin prior to the 10 year, 8 years. So that is called as the precocious puberty, when the menstruation occurs before 8 year of the age. Dysmenorrhea, we know very well, the painful menstruation, painful bleeding is called as dysmenorrhea. Menorrhagia, very important concept, just try to understand. Duration of the menstrual cycle is unaltered, but duration and quantity of the menstrual blood may increase. Means what? menstrual cycle का time period नहीं बढ़ेगा, that will last to 28 to 29 days, but whatever the amount of blood is released, that may get increased. So that is called as menorrhagia, when the amount of blood is going to release but the duration of the menstrual cycle is not going to increase, that is called as menorrhagia. Polymenorrhea is the next term. The duration of menstrual cycle is reduced from 28 days. कभी कभार 3 हफ्ते की हो जाती है, कभी कभार कुछ केसेस में 2 हफ्ते की हो जाएगी. Sometime the menstrual cycle may reduce to the 21 days or 14 days even. So इस condition में क्या होगा? The females will have the repeated menstruation again and again, in a month twice, in a month thrice. So that is called as polymenorrhea. So duration of menstrual cycle reduced from 28 days, that leads to the increased frequency of the menstrual cycle. एक last point, HCG ये discuss नहीं कर पाए थे अपन. HCG is an hormone that is released first by the corpus luteum itself, and under the influence the corpus luteum will start forming itself, LH के साथ में बनता है. और दूसरा दैट इज बीइंग रिलीज बाय द डेवलपिंग प्लेसेंटा, प्लेसेंटा के साथ में सेकेंड वीक ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी में ये रिलीज होना शुरू हो जाता है. तो एचसीजी ह्यूमन कोरियोनिक गोनाडोट्रोफिन. ह्यूमन कोरियोनिक गोनाडोट्रोफिन इज एन हार्मोन दैट इज रिलीज बाय प्लेसेंटा. बेसिकली जब भी क्वेश्चन आता है कि कहाँ से रिलीज होता है, तो यू मस्ट टेक केयर दैट एचसीजी इज रिलीज बाय द प्लेसेंटा. सो दैट इज वाई दिस इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? द प्लेसेंटल हार्मोन. हमेशा याद रखेंगे आंसर, दैट इज रिलीज फ्रॉम द प्लेसेंटा. सो दिस इज व्हाट दिस इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? द प्लेसेंटल हार्मोन. And what is the importance of the HCG? HCG is normally used to detect out the pregnancies in the women. Normally the HCG is released by the placenta in the urine of the pregnant female. So the urine of pregnant female is always having the presence of that HCG after the second week of the pregnancy, that is being present in the urine of the pregnant female. So nowadays we are having a ready-made pregnancy testing kit. They are having the anti-sera of HCG. Whenever we are dropping down of the some drops of the urine on the that kit, they are going to show the result whether the pregnancy is positive or negative. So this is what. So HCG, the common question that has been asked again and again, कि what is the role of HCG or how the pregnancy testing can be done. So pregnancy testing can be done first by the HCG level of HCG, and where we can report the level of HCG in the urine of the pregnant woman. It supports, next function, it supports the corpus luteum for the endometrial maintenance. मतलब ये HCG लगातार प्लेसेंटा से रिलीज होता रहता है और कार्पस ल्यूटियम को सपोर्ट करता है, so that it could release the higher amount of progesterone and can maintain the thickness of endometrial lining. So this is all about the today's lecture, where we have completed the complete menstrual cycle. My dear student, very very important question it is here for your examination. And if you have any kind of the doubts or problem, you can just send me directly, we'll discuss it. Okay, thank you.